I was asked, how would I advertise if I was starting e-commerce over? It was an interesting question because over the last 8 years, I've literally spent millions of dollars. I used to work for a $200 million a year e-commerce brand. And now at the agency Right Hook Digital that I run with my partners, we spend millions of dollars a month. So what would I do differently? Well, times have changed. What I did 8 years ago is drastically different than what we do now. So I'm gonna quickly share with you what are the things that I would do now if I was starting over, how would I change, and what are the only things I'd focus on. So the first one is I would just pick one platform, either Meta or Google. Don't worry about TikTok, definitely don't do Snapchat, definitely don't do Pinterest, definitely don't do radio ads or TV ads. I would focus on one ad platform, Meta or Google, based off of the search intent. So for example, selling mouses, unless there's nothing special about this mouse, I would probably go to Google because higher intent, even though it can be highly competitive. Pick one platform, Meta or Google. Meta and Instagram, they kind of create demand and tap into people who are already in market. Google, you're capturing search demand because there's already amount of search traffic for it. I would do that. Second thing that I would do is when I'm making my ads, I would spend an exorbitant amount of time doing research, looking at competitors, looking at my product, but going down deep rabbit holes of Reddit, of YouTube, of forums, anything I can get my hands on because I want to understand one thing. What is the mass desire? That's the most important part. And every product has several mass desires. But once I find the one mass desire, you want to find what I call the Mac Daddy mass desire. Meaning of all the mass desires that I found, what is the one that is the most powerful or the one that is the most potent, most painful, or the one that has the biggest total addressable market? Find that one. Once I find that one, what I would actually do is instead of spending $5,000 running ads, instead what I would do is I would take that $5,000, just use the products instead to product seed. What do I mean by that? If I was going to invest $5,000 into advertising instead, I would hold that $5,000, take $5,000 of product cost, and I would product seed it. What product seeding is essentially you reach out to content creators and you say, I am looking for a content creator. I will give you this product in exchange for you making a photo or a video, but you do it at scale. Because, for example, one of our fashion brands, they sell a particular type of shirt. The COGS of that product is literally $4 or $5. So for $5,000, I can get 100 content creators to make me a photo or a video that I send them the product versus running ads. What I would do is I'd send them the product, send them a brief of, I want you to make a post or a piece of content around this mass desire. Let them test it for you because you can literally test a mass desire for $5, maybe $6 including shipping, $6 versus spending hundreds of dollars running ads. It just doesn't make sense. Let them test it for you and you can look at their engagement, maybe even get some sales from it and use that as a really great learning to then take that piece of content they made that crushed and then run that as an ad. It's just a faster way to get to a result with much less money. The other thing that I would do is once I use those content creators to test for me, I would literally take those exact creatives, run those as ads. There's a good chance that if it worked for a content creator and it kind of crushed for them, then it's going to work as an ad. Then once I know what works, then I'd make more content like that and run those as ads. It's a very easy system, but it crushes every single time. I would do that. The next thing that I would do is I'd reach back out to that content creator and say, hey, I love working with you. Can we have an arrangement? Can I white label that post and run it from your account? Meaning, can I run that page that you post on, run the post you ran as an ad, but drive traffic to my website? And the great angle here that works is say, hey, I want to grow your followers for free. Every time I say that, people say, well, how you can do that? I say, I will run that post and I'll pay you to do it as an ad from your Instagram page. And by doing that, guarantee you'll get followers from it and I'll pay for the entire thing. That is such a win-win for literally every content creator on the planet that I always get people saying yes. You're gonna have some times where people are like, no, I want you to pay me $5,000 or $10,000. Just say, no, thank you, move on to the next person, because for someone else, that's an amazing deal. And it works all the time. So once I did that, the next thing I would do is I'd run a consolidated account structure. I have a video going over how we do that, by the way, but you just need two campaigns. One campaign you just use for testing creatives, go completely broad, do a CBO campaign. If it makes it easy, just test creatives. Once I find creatives that have proven to be winners, I then graduate them into a scaling campaign. The scaling campaign gets 80% of my budget. Testing campaign gets 20% or less. So if my budget is $10,000 a month, $8,000 of that budget a month is gonna go to that scaling because it's gonna be more efficient. You're putting budget behind proven winners, what's gonna scale you. And then 2,000 or less are gonna go in testing. Typically 15% is ideal, 10 to 15% is gonna be in testing. And I just never stop testing. That is the flywheel. And we we just keep using content creators, just having them do product seeding, find the ones that work, keep testing other mass desires of that product, run those as ads, and it's just a beautiful flywheel. The last thing that I would do is once I start making my own ads, I would run 3 statics, 1 video, and 1 GIF to have creative diversity. Creative diversity is a big deal. You don't want to fall into the trap of only making one type of content and one look of content, because eventually, not in the beginning, but eventually you're going to have diminishing returns. Instead, I would use a lot of creative diversity, and that's what content creators are great for. It's because they're going to put their own spin on it, their own flair, their own flavor, and they're going to help you to have content that is more diverse, and they'll also help you to test a lot easier because you have more volume of people doing that. And I'm a big believer in doing that, but creative diversity is a big deal. Once you do that, what I would then do is I would not try to create a bunch of other products. I would just focus on the one product or one SKU that's actually making me all my money and go very deep on that. I actually just made a video where we scaled a brand $15 million. Frankly, on the back, 85% of all their revenue in that time period was one product. It's diversified now, but it's to show you that you can scale off one product. Just make other colors, other lengths, other sizes, but one main product is enough to get you to 7 figures without a doubt. Look at Simple Modern, the Tumblr brand off Amazon. They literally make 9 figures a year. Half of that revenue is one tumbler, but they have hundreds of colors, hundreds of prints on that one tumbler. It's much better to go a mile deep than a mile wide and an inch deep. All right, that is what I would do differently. That is what's working literally right now in a short time period. Don't focus on anything else. Focus on those things I mentioned, because that is what's working right now. Don't care about this shiny object, what this person said. Don't care about this cost caps and what this person says. Just focus on those things, those variables that I mentioned, and that is more than enough to scale your brand, to scale your account. Hey guys, make sure you subscribe. These are learnings that I give you from our 80-person agency that we run brands for. So make sure you subscribe if you want to get the secrets of what we're doing to scale those brands.